Soul Train line, I'ma get it done. Now I got the party jumping like it's double dutch. Then we spun the block, came back, double up like, ooh, I got a, and yeah, met her uptown, but she from the borough, better known as the boogie down. All sookie now, get up out the kitchen, man, I'm cooking now. Brother man, slip me skin, suck it to me, and they gotta shut their mouth when they talking to me. I look around, it's a whole lot of flexing moments, but I hit the highs, man, don't want the drama. Hey, peace and love, baby, keep it groovy. Every time we pop out, you know it's a movie. If I'm in hot water, then it's a jacuzzi. I gotta shake, so I'm throwing deuces. I gotta even when I'm down bad. Yeah, I know how to bounce back, cause you know I gotta. And she look good, don't she? On top of that, she good for me. Made me wanna say.
It's week 5 of the NFL, and we'll see Christian Kirk. He's coming up a nice performance, bringing in a pair of touchdowns. It's the Jags and the Bills, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 24.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Buffalo Bills. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, last week you and I were up at Wembley Stadium for the Jags and Falcons. This week, the venue shifts about 12 miles east to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as the Jaguars go for the first ever London sweep, winning in the English capital in back-to-back weeks.
Certainly making themselves at home in the UK, aren't they, partner? The big win last week, a different stadium as you already mentioned. Here they go again, and right now, I tell the Bills they better be ready to go. Jacksonville believes that they've got it going on in England.
The second of our 5 international games this season, the Jags and Bills underway here in North London. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. And we see the Bills offense take the field here at quarterback, Josh Allen.
And it just feels like Allen has the Bills on the cusp of something great. Another 13-win season last year, and they're officially perennial favorites in the AFC. Behind that effort, continued excellence from one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Now the new pickup from New England. This is Damian Harris. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. The pass underneath. Here's Hines with it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. And here's a quick throw to Hamler on the edge. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
He's got it with the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Harris running straight ahead. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Now Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Naeem Hines, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills are on the board first here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Well, the Jaguars ready to go on offense for the first time, and they're led by the former #1 pick in the draft. In his 3rd season now, Charles, Trevor Lawrence.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Lawrence's throw. And the ball is knocked out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about it.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Rashaan Evans. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
He's got the hook up with Diggs. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Again, it's Harris. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th. Now Sean McDermott will throw out the challenge flag.
Previous play is under review.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. The kick by pass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. For Kirk, there's a peek at the numbers in last week's game. He was inching up towards 200 yards receiving, couple of touchdowns, and I think you said it best at the end of the game. It was a pleasure to watch his performance, wasn't it?
Absolutely, because you and I both know none of those numbers came by accident. They were a result of him being in perfect sync with his quarterback, and boy, it was beautiful to watch.
Lawrence finding ETN here, catching it on the out route. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. That is caught. Called a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up the 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And they'll try and throw forward with Lawrence. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. It's complete to Diggs. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now Allen. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. The Jaguars into perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down. They'll try the left side with ETN. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
On third down, Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 20-yard line. They'll try the jet sweep with Kirk. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And they'll run with Etienne. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Lawrence now off the bootleg. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. They'll try to run with Etienne. And he'll take this into the end zone. A touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have got it back to within a score. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25. Offense returns to the field. There's the running back, the bruiser from Alabama, Damian Harris. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series for those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they'll search for that patience here now. Foye Oluokun finding his way to the ball for a stop, a tackle for loss.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
To the air, Allen. This to Hines on the drop-off. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Here's 3rd and a few inches. Throwing now is Allen. He's got his target. That's complete. Look at the big man rumble. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Dawson Knox, 65 yards. And the Bills are able to widen their advantage. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. Dancing to his left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a...
And he caught it up, and the Jags grab it. Just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throw left side complete to Ingram. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. Lawrence will throw. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Oh, and that's kind of how it's gone for him so far. That was a ball they need to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
Yeah, he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Etienne will get it into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no thought of a return here for Hines. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. Allen now on first down. And he's going to drop this down to Harris, middle of the field. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Play action. Now it's Allen. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. after the incompletion. Here now, 3rd and 2. This time they stay on the ground. There he goes, right side. And he winds up getting this all the way down to the Jags' 36-yard line. So, message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
On 2nd down, here's Lawrence. And that's complete TTN out of the backfield. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out into the field. A real dub for them.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly, and now 1st and goal. Expect them to attack right here on this play.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he fights his way into the end zone for a Bills touchdown. Damian Harris, a 5-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Kevontae Turpin now from his end zone. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
Meanwhile, Allen's throw taken in by Diggs. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. Harris will take this over the line. Touchdown, Buffalo. Well, we have seen the stiff arm get a bit of renaissance here in recent seasons, and that was pure strength there as he forced his way into the end zone.
And when you think of guys who use the stiff arm so effectively, I go back to guys like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, some recent guys like Marshawn Lynch. Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Bronco Nagurski, he dealt out a wicked stiff arm.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Play action. It's Lawrence. He'll buy some time right. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. On first down, Lawrence. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now Lawrence. And my goodness, another interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Allen off the play fake. That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the fourth quarter. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first, and it'll bring up 3rd down now. Now Allen. He's across midfield. He's got room at the 30. Down to the 10. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs. 54 yards. And the Bills are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their fourth quarter lead. An extra point by Bass. Up and good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Kevontae Turpin now to return. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. The pass complete to Ingram on the crossing route. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. He targets Ingram for another grab. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now Lawrence to throw. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a 1st down. From the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Here's Lawrence to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Micah Hyde. And the Bills are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, the field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
62 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. This pass caught by Hamler. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 17 on that one and a Bills 1st down. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And here's a quick throw to Hamler on the edge. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gets him a 1st down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. 2nd and 10. They'll run again with Harris. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that